there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So, right now, I'm kind of feeling some sort of like structured, very legal, grounded energy today. And right now, the word coming through is finalized. It feels like some sort of long standing negotiation or spiritual debt is being settled in your favor. And yeah, let's see what other messages are coming through. Right now you're in some sort of mindset, okay, of this renewal, clarity, space, okay? You're sweeping away things that no longer serve you, okay? You're making room for new blessings to enter in. I'm also hearing interior decorating, okay? Maybe you're cleaning house, is what I'm hearing. Maybe cleaning house in your professional, creative, personal endeavors, okay? Something to do with you kind of sweeping away certain connections that are not serving you, certain opportunities that are kind of seeming kind of stale at this point in time, okay? Because in your starting position, you start off with the Hierophant, okay? And something within you kind of sparked with that Eight of Wands momentum, okay? You're grounded in your belief system, in your spirituality, in your structure with that Taurus energy, okay? And it feels as though when you kind of caught wind to a certain dilemma, a certain situation that was kind of like in your midst, you kind of went into kind of like quietly mastering that frequency, okay? Trying to understand what was happening. And then kind of like, I'm hearing some sort of pivot is occurring in that because you're trying to tap into abundant frequencies and you're preparing for that moment. So it's like you're clearing house, but at the same time, it's like you're in preparation mode, is what I'm hearing, okay? Ooh, the cards are also very like, it's like it's very diligent, okay? I'm hearing kind of like structured, okay, in the way that they're kind of showcasing themselves. Something to do with that mindset. Maybe you're feeling very structured in the atmosphere, okay? Because you're putting ends to certain things in the present moment with this death card, okay? Something to do with your ending things, you're releasing things, okay? You're going into some sort of renewal period where it's like you are trying to master the elements at bay is what I'm hearing. That might be of significance. Maybe the word bay, or I heard bay bell for some reason, or bells might be of significance. Ace of Pentacles. This is you planting those seeds of prosperity, okay? Because once these endings come through, once these endings halt with that Scorpio energy, you're then thinking about, okay, what am I going to do to kind of hit the ground running again? Okay, it's what I'm hearing. It's like you're trying to finalize something. You're trying to do something with this long-standing negotiation, some sort of spiritual debt that I was getting from the messaging here. Okay? Because it kind of feels as though with that Page of Cups energy that you're kind of being very, very intuitive at the moment with your situation. It's like you know what you want, but at the same time, it's like maybe the resources are kind of like dried up, I'm hearing. Okay, I'm hearing someone was waiting for your resources to dry up. Okay, it's something to do with maybe you had some sort of spark in some new situation or some opportunity or an opportunity that crossed your path in the I heard past, but it could also be in the present moment that you're experiencing this, okay? Whereas like they are bringing you into some sort of team, into some sort of environment, some sort of group. This might be friendship related too, but something to do, could even be relationship related, something to do with them waiting for your well to dry up, okay? Maybe they kind of started this partnership with you because they knew that you were abundant, okay? Because you were in an abundant frequency. They wanted to tap into that. So they kind of utilized you as some sort of like stepping stool is what I'm hearing, okay? Something to do with you calling judgment to that action because it kept you out in a cold for a very long period of time, okay? So it definitely makes sense with that Page of Cups energy. Something to do with you just catching wind of the situation. You're using your intuitive, creative, dreamy, sensitive emotions to kind of tap into the connections that are serving you and the ones that aren't, okay? Something to do with that Five of Pentacles that just kind of puts you in some sort of like agony for a period of time because once you tapped into those frequencies of who's serving you and who isn't, it's like it put you out in the cold. You isolated yourself from these relationships, okay, with that Five of Pentacles. It's like you didn't necessarily want to let things end, but you knew you had to take this loss, this sense of exclusion or isolation. Um, I heard to heart for some reason. It kind of perhaps affected your heart chakra for a period of time, or the ability to let others in, okay? Or let opportunities in that weren't serving you or your best interests, okay? But you did call judgment to this nonetheless. It's as though it's like you kind of took a breather, okay? To kind of like self evaluate the situations that you were stepping out of and the new situations that you were stepping into, okay? It's also very interesting to see the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords pop up here. We also have the King of Cups. Okay, very interesting. It's as though the King of Swords is like backing up judgment in what it's doing to the starting position that you start off with, which is really interesting. Okay. Almost looking at the Queen of Swords, looking at judgment. It's like you are in some sort of mindset that you're looking almost through some sort of binoculars, is what I'm hearing. Okay. To the judgment that you called on or placed upon the environment or the situations. It feels like people are trying to come back in your good graces or try to, what do they call it? Like some sort of seesaw effect where it's like they're trying to reel you back in. Okay? And it feels as though with that King of Swords, it's like you're being very rational and logical about certain situations because you can tell the truth of the conflict, the truth of the matter, and that's why you're able to use your discernment. You're able to be honest with yourself, be independent, have clarity about the situation. It's almost though it's like you, when you cleared house, you chose independence, back at the deck, temperance, okay, major arcana, something to do with you kind of just balancing and integrating yourself, okay, with that Sagittarius energy. You're just like flowing, okay, harmonizing with the environments around you, okay. And so while you're tapping at, like, I heard tapping out. That's interesting. While you're tapping out of frequencies that are not serving you, you're tapping into the ones that are. You're preparing for a huge moment in your life, okay? I'm hearing that it's signed, okay? Something in the spiritual realm. It might be in the physical realm that this is already manifesting for you, but there's some sort of strategic win that's kind of just bringing you up a notch. I'm hearing next level status, okay? Something to do with you having to walk through a lack to finally reach a level of ultimate authority, okay, which is leading to some sort of inevitable success for you, okay? It's as though the universe doesn't want you to miss this, okay? Some sort of unexpected gain is coming through for you, okay? And it's been long standing. It's like it's been well deserved, okay? Ooh, yeah, because you're gonna have a lot of options popping up, okay? And this King of Cups energy, okay, I'm hearing also some sort of like horn in the background. So this is some sort of triumphant moment for you, okay? With that King of Cups, you're kind of just like going into some sort of mode that it's like you're feeling this emotional maturity, okay? It might also be like some sort of intelligent maturity, but it feels very emotional in the sense of the water elements there, okay? Within your relationships, you're utilizing your wisdom and you're just balancing things out harmoniously. Definitely getting a huge temperance vibe, okay? Leading the energies here into your final outcome. But yeah, a lot of options are opening up to you, okay? Ooh, this is very interesting energy towards the final outcome. A lot of, ooh, wow, interesting. Ten of Swords, Nine of Wands at the end. It's as though you have a lot of options coming your way. And wow, Seven of Cups, Ten of Swords, Nine of Wands. Interesting. Ten of Cups. Okay, so you are tempted to a lot of options that are coming your way, okay? There are some things that are related to your dreams and aspirations and the choices that you make will lead to those things, but there's also temptations in the midst, okay? It's as though it's like the universe wants to advise you with this King of Cups to almost like, it's like telling you to be mature about the selections that you have in place because that's really going to be your compass or your guiding star, okay? But you do have a position of Ten of Swords. So when you get to these moments, okay, when you're able to make choices, you are going to have some sense of defeat in the background. So there is something that's going to have some sort of irreversible ending, okay? It might feel as though it trapped you for a period of time, but you do come out of it in a sense that you do feel protected in some way. Like you have momentum, you have forward movement, but it's like it was a message from the universe, okay? But it's like while these towers are falling behind you, it's like you could look back, but if you look back, you're only bringing yourself more misery, is what I'm hearing, okay? More defeat, more pain, because you're leaving behind a lot of things. It's almost like you're leaving behind your past self in which you had to overcome things that already brought you this anxiety, this guilt, this overthinking, these nightmares of some kind. Okay, you've gone through all of that. So it's like now that you're going to like step from one place to the next, it's time to let those burdens go. Okay, and that's why the Nine of Wands is kind of reinforcing that, where it's like you're resilient and it's confirmation of that, but also you're protected. So while you are fatigued in reaching this final outcome, you're grinning and you're bearing it with that grit. It's something to do with your passion, your spirit, your creativity that's really going to propel you forward, okay? It's a really interesting cards at the final outcome. It's almost as though spirit wants you to utilize your emotional maturity, okay? King of Cups, okay? And just kind of be very intuitive, be very intellectual with your power as you traverse forward, okay? Let's find out what other messages are coming through in that final outcome. It's very interesting to see that, you know? It almost felt like it was going to be like some sort of negative energy, but it definitely is there, okay? So something to do with a payday. I was definitely getting vibes like that. Some sort of big break is coming in for you, okay? Something like a wealth clause is in effect, okay? Some sort of thing is being signed, some sort of contract. This might be contractual obligations, maybe, or maybe to a job, or maybe to some sort of partnership that you're manifesting, okay? But there is some sort of money rolling in for you, okay? This might be in the form of a raise, a bonus, okay? I heard the word appraisal for some reason. I'm not sure why. Um, but yeah, something to do with you're going to be celebrating your success. You're going to be able to cash in these checks, okay? And it feels as though you're going to be depositing those checks. They're going to come in digitally, or you're going to go to the bank perhaps physically to make those deposits. But nonetheless, I do hear mail. So something in the mail is coming into you as well, okay? For those of you who that resonates with. And there's also some poker faces in the background. Maybe you're going to be playing a poker face. Maybe some people who are in your midst, ready to give you a new opportunity, are going to play a poker face until you finally get that payday, okay? Yeah, something to do with people are hiding their true feelings, okay? You might be hiding your true feelings. There is some emotional detachment there that you might be sensing from others, or you might be giving to others because you know that they weren't in your best interest, is what I'm hearing, okay? Something to do with they were drying up your resources, so they're kind of already kind of waiting for you to, dry out, but they don't know that this is going to happen for you, okay? Something to do with they're faking their kindness, okay? Their friendship is fake, it's false, okay? They're hiding their resentment. I'm hearing that because you pull away, many of these connections are trying to still come forth in a very fake aptitude kind of mindset, is what I'm hearing. Because they want to be friends in name only, just so that they can have some of your resources, okay? But you're emotionally detached, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, they might want to try to have some sort of hidden encounters. Okay, I don't know what it is, but I'm hearing the word tracking. So maybe someone is tracking you. Okay, maybe someone is trying to be discreet with you, trying to have private meetings, or try to set you up. So be careful of that as well. Okay, in that energy, when you reach your final outcome, it feels as though people want to kind of pull you back into the reins of things. Okay, ooh, very interesting energy. Yeah, it's almost like you you might feel paranoid, okay? You might feel a sense of anxiety around certain situations. You might crash out, is what I'm hearing, with caffeine or with certain dilemmas that are brewing up around you, which is perhaps why you're trying to just clean house, have clarity, have space in your environments, okay? Which is going to be very important to carrying you through, okay? Feels for some of you that much of this is in regards to a relationship. Okay, there's some red flags, maybe a partnership of some kind, but something to do with when you step into this sort of partnership in the past, it gave you this like lovey-dovey rose tinted glass window vibe, okay, is what I'm hearing. You thought it was a vibe for a long time. You didn't catch the red signs, or I heard red signs, maybe like a stop sign, okay? that might be of significance, okay? But these red flags are popping up, okay, due to the fantasy of things of what could be. But what these things were, okay, the things that what could have been vibe, they never played out, okay, is what I'm hearing. So it's like you're also having these mental loops, okay, over analysis of certain situations. You're feeling guilt perhaps as well, replaying breakups, replaying certain situations. Yeah, definitely got romance vibes from this, especially with the sneaky link and the fake smiles. For some of you, there was a relationship that you were in where it just kind of felt like, this person was just in it to win something from you, to gain something through your, I'm hearing status, okay, through your presence. Yeah. And you're suppressing a lot of these emotions in the background, okay? Dodging growth, perhaps, fearing of change, okay? You're just suppressing this. You're numb. You're having a facade of happiness when really you're feeling that pain. That makes a lot of sense in the final outcome where it's like you're looking back to all of these things that kind of just like I heard ruined you, kind of like it felt like conflicting, like a hollow victory. It's like it's as though you loved someone, you loved something, this partnership, this job, this relationship, this connection, and you're looking back almost like reminiscing on the good times, but you know what you left behind you is no longer the same thing that you started off with, okay? And so like even in your starting position, you're very grounded in that tradition of like you knew you had to keep it moving. You guided yourself spiritually with your belief and you kept it moving, which has allowed you to remove yourself from this energy and remove this facade that was on place for you for a long time, okay? I'm hearing the words finalized when the message first came through, and that makes sense. It's like you finally reached the pivotal moment of either this contract, this relationship, this um this contractual relationship that was placed upon you for a period of time, and now you're able to reach a higher level of authority in your actions as well as within your success. So yeah, those are all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider showing your support by subscribing, liking the video, leaving a comment down below. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.